Hello, and welcome to another edition of To Fight Evil as a Christian Martial Artist. Today we're going to look at the very popular Bible verse where Jesus talks about turning the other cheek. Many times people will use this to say Jesus is saying we're trying to be passive. Okay, and as a martial artist, for many years I have struggled with this phrase. But once you dig into it and understand it, it's really not. It's actually really easy and is, as you find in the Bible, the right advice. So once again, follow what the Bible says, and it will support good. But let's take a look at this. This Bible verse, what it really is, isn't something that's a threat to your life. It's really an attack on your honor. It's an attempt to humiliate you. Okay, your life is not in danger when Jesus is talking in this context. So what we're going to look at is Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 through 39. You have heard that it is said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. But if anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. So, when they're talking about not resisting evil, in this context, Jesus is talking about a very specific case not to resist evil. Most of the time, we are told to resist the evildoer. But if the person's actions, and it could be physical or it could be non-physical, like just verbal, but if their actions are to humiliate you or insult you, then you really should not fight back. In that case, you should, deal with it using what we would call de-escalation skills. You don't want to turn into combat over insults to honor. Okay, and unfortunately, a lot of times we see that. The slap in the face, and even in our, 2,000 years later, a slap in the face doesn't mean you're getting hurt. It really does, that connotation really is, you might be getting injured a little bit, but your life really is not in danger. And once again, it could also be non-physical actions, okay, that you kind of are insulting you, okay? But you do not want those insults to honor to force you into combat. Once again, use those de-escalation skills. And I encourage everyone who's a martial artist to spend time in your class working on those de-escalation skills. You need to understand what triggers you, because those triggers can be used to control you. And you want your training so those you become desensitized, so you're not affected by those triggering words or phrases or movements. And it could be a fist in the face, someone pointing at you, flipping the bird, all sorts of stuff. You don't want that to trigger you into combat. Instead, use those good de-escalation skills and keep it from going to combat. And that's right in line with what Jesus is saying here. Okay, do not resist that evildoer. Once again, this is not teaching us to be passive when our life is in danger. Okay, we've talked about in other videos when your life is in danger, how to respond. But in this case, if they're insulting your honor or trying to humiliate you, turn the other cheek. Do not let that turn into combat. All right. Once again, I encourage you to pray and reflect on this, and I wish you a blessed day.